Bavac. Okay. That was us. We just... Welcome Bavac. You are Bavac.
They ran with it, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're also Russian now.
Well, Bark. Welcome Bark. Okay. So read this line again for us, Jillian.
It turned out she wasn't just any romance novelist. She specialized in presidential romances. There were love stories starring George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, James Garfield. Only a cat would use names like that. And the author's pen name? Deleuze W. DeFlanc. An obvious anagram of Snowflake Doodle, obviously. So
Man, I love those novels by DeFlanc.
You unlocked an achievement.
So Snowflake secretly wrote old-fashioned romances. No wonder she hit it off with Poopsie. Creating love in that old style was second nature to her. I decided that
Ooh.
Why would I confront Snowflake? She hasn't done anything wrong. She's a writer. I'm gonna tell Poopsie.
She's
right
pretending to, like, be in love with him for, like, a book. That's what I got from it.
He's her next plot point.
Right. She's just using him. She's not really in love.
I'm still gonna tell Poopsie. I'm scared of Snowflake. She's creepy.
But the voice is so
I
mean.
know. What do you
But then I'd have to fight myself.
Yeah, that's fair.
Jillian, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be celebrating with the rest of my screaming fans?
I have a bad news about Snowflake.
Bad news about my it's getting harder to read. Bad news about my beloved. That seems unlikely.
I'm not kidding, Poopsie. I have reason to believe that she isn't who she pretends to be.
What do you mean?
Snowflake writes romances under the name Deleuze W. DeFlanc.
Deleuze W. DeFlanc? But I've read her entire bibliography. She writes the most passionate romances I've ever... Wait. Do you mean to tell me that I've been unknowingly dating my favorite author? Bad news indeed. How terrible to be in love with someone I truly admire.
You don't get it, Poopsie. It's her job to make people fall in love with her characters.
Yes, and she's very good at it. Perhaps I can get her paw print on my first edition copy of Red, White, and Wicked.
But don't you see, she's acting just like a character from her books because she knew you would fall for her if she did. Think back. Did she say anything that seemed kind of familiar to you?
Well, now that you mention it, certain of her dialogues did bear a striking resemblance to the character musings from The Star-Spangled Lover, but I just thought that... Oh dear.
Yeah, she's playing you, Poop.
But why? Why would she trick me like that?
Oh? Because I want back in the White House, that's why. Yeah, my voice changed kind of evil.
You should have
it's fine.
changed it completely because
I want back in the White House, that's why.
Poopsie Chapter 10, in which this thing ends one way or another.
What ending are we gonna get?
Paul says we're gonna get the
The
bad
bad
ending.
one. It's just called The Bad One. It's titled that.
We'll see how it goes.
You want back in the White House?
Naturally, she grew up there. What cat would not wish to return to life in such a noble abode? So getting bad ending.
Please. It's incredibly fancy for something built in the early 1800s, but by modern standards, the place is a dump.
But I love all things nearly 1800. Early. Eerily.
You got this.
Reading is so hard right now. But I love all things early 1800s. That's part of the reason why it appeals to me so. The history, the attention to detail. It's like something out of a Deleuze W. DeFlanc novel. Oops.
It didn't take me long to realize your obsession with Regency romance, Poopsie. And this obsession so nicely dovetails with my desire to gain political prominence.
So you faked being interested in me?
Not exactly. I just led you on a bit. I really am interested in the time period. Why else would I have written 13 books to take place in it? Hey, wait a second. What happened to your unrealistically pretentious way of talking? Oh, dang it, you were right. Yeah, that was the fake part. I'm sorry, Poopsie. I actually just talk like a normal cat.
Southern normal.
I am shocked. Aghast.
I'm sticking with it. Do you remember my book? Fur, Love, and Scratches? Sandy. SpongeBob. Never heard of it.
My absolute favorite. The two political heirs bound by destiny and their families who declare their intention to wed at the National Convention. Wait, that's today! You're using me to reenact your books!
You were going to propose to me today? That's so sweet.
I didn't realize I was following the book. I was, no!
Poopsie. Don't be upset.
Everybody's losing their mind.
I was planning
This is your canon
to
twist
tell
now.
you about my double life as an author, eventually. I wasn't trying to manipulate you. I really do care for you.
Get away from me, you charlatan!
Don't push me away, dearest Poopsie. I cannot bear to be rejected, not when you...
You're quoting corsets and catsuits. What? I see now that our entire relationship has been a sham. I really did.
Do you care for you?
No, it's not. You are the only one I met who shares my love for historical, political, cat-based romance. Do you know how rare it is to find someone else who talks, likes that genre?
Genre.
It sounds pretty niche to me.
Two can play at this game, Snowflake. Remember how Mr. Percy reacted when he learned Hissy's secret and pride and prejudice? That's how I feel now.
You can't leave me like he did.
It is what you deserve. You've deceived me from the start. Is that not true, Jillian? Should Poopsie leave Snowflake?
Okay,
Look
so...
at this emote.
Perfect emote. Okay,
so
so
stressful.
guys, this is hard.
Okay.
So, she's been lying the
She's a
whole
lying
time.
sack of crap.
But also she actually cares for him, maybe?
No,
I feel
sure
like if
enough.
you really care about people, you don't lie to them like that.
And Poopsie kind of needs to go off and, like, be his own man for a little while. Give love a chance.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Jason. Snowflake is probably head of the Butt Lickers Association. Give love a chance or not.
I feel like he should leave Snowflake.
You should pick whatever you want to pick.
I want to give love a chance too! No. Just do it. No.
The answer is no.
The answer is no.
Poopsie should not leave Snowflake.
Don't do it!
This might be canon now too.
I can't tell you to leave Snowflake. Only you can make that decision.
You are correct, of course. Only Snowflake and myself are intimately acquainted with the particulars of our situation, but none but us can accurately judge the correct course of action. Where's the have Poopsie go with Whiskers instead option? Aww.
I judge that our love is true and that we should pledge our troth without fear of deception.
You have lied to me. Need Whiskers Path bonus DLC. Deception. If there's no reason to fear deception, it is because Jillian has exposed your perfidy.
Oh, I see how it is now. You believe Jillian over me. To be fair, he's known me longer. No, he trusts you over me because you're a human just like I am.
I'm not the only one here. Oh,
No,
whoops.
I'm not the only one here who has lied, Poopsie. You
True.
and Diana played a secret engagement, and you were going to become human.
That is only half true. Yes, I was willing to become a human for her, but we were never engaged. She never had a chance to answer me.
I'm so sorry, Poopsie, truly. But she would have said no. She would never have married you. Humans?
Sorry. I just realized she sounds like somebody we know.
It is not complimentary. I do agree. Humans are deceitful liars, and that's why they were banned from politics. I don't think you have any right to judge humans considering what you did. I wrote romance books under a pen name. That's not a big deal.
I don't know what to think anymore.
There is nothing to think about. You were going to propose to me tonight, Poopsie. There is still time for you to propose. Think of it, the two of us boldly entering the National Convention as fiancés. The press would be jubilant, and you'd be elected in a landslide. Cats everywhere would vote for you. Cats aren't the only ones who vote. Humans vote too, and right now, Poopsie doesn't do very well among human voters.
What are you saying? You're saying voters will choose President Nibbles over me just because he has a human wife? That happened in the first game.
That is the most ridiculous reason to pick a president candidate ever. Although, you have a point, voters do make some stupid decisions, like the voters who pick the candidate with the silliest sounding name.
Do not speak such mean things. The silly name Super PAC has been a staunch supporters of mine from the beginning.
I apologize, dear heart.
I'm unsure if my heart is in fact dear to you. Perhaps it is solely my position you covet. Perhaps you would do the same thing if another candidate had won the nomination.
Untrue. I do not throw myself at any presidential candidate who comes along. What sort of cat do you think I am? Besides, you are the only candidate who shares a social circle with me.
True, but am I conflicted? I require some time to sort out my feelings.
I understand, and I will give you some space, but I cannot go without saying two things. First, I love you. No matter what, this is true. And the second thing, ask yourself, what would your great grandmother do?
I love you. I love you. And with that, Snowflake cuts to the quick. For Poopsie, the first married a prominent politician, uniting two political parties together to create the fancy furballs.
Oh, Poopsie, you know Snowflake only said that because she wants you to marry her.
I don't know what to think anymore. My whole life is built up to this moment. I know that I should marry Snowflake and cement my political future. We were happy together. We could still be happy. We could share our love of romance, deepening it so our lives become the standard by which all other romances are judged. Isn't that how all great romances work? The two lovers are destined to be together, yet they're kept apart by terrible problems. Only their love triumphs in the end?
Maybe, but sometimes people just fall in love. Nobody lies or tries to scam each other, and they both lead happy, undramatic lives.
Getting 90s wrestling flashbacks from the I love you. I can picture it perfectly. Orange Cat having an existential crisis in the background.
Yeah, the shadow, the reflection.
Yeah.
That sounds far too droll for my tastes. Oh, what do you think, Jillian? I cannot judge. I'm too personally involved. What do you think I should do? Stop making me make decisions!
Follow his heart! I don't know! Follow his heart. I think you should follow your heart, not your advisors.
But I've been following advisors my whole life.
And it's about time you learn to stand up for yourself, Poopsie. Don't let other people tell you what to do, besides me. You should make your own decisions unless I disagree. Think of it this way. Would things with Diana have ended up differently if you ignored your advisors?
Yes. If I hadn't been shamed by them, I would have visited Diana directly instead of sending her a letter. She'd be alive today and we'd be happy.
Exactly. Don't let your advisor stand in the way of your happiness. Figure out what you want and go after it.
But I also want to become president. This is tough. Oh, Paul says we might eke out to the normal ending.
I'm sure you will make the right decision, Poopsie. Oh no, but I want to be president too. I left Poopsie alone with his thoughts for a while. Less than an hour later, things got started.
Hello and welcome to this year's Fancy Furball National Convention. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to a week of fun, politics, and catnaps. But first, let's welcome the cat of the hour, Poopsie the Ninth. Poopsie, will you officially open the National Convention? I'd be glad to, but before we commence the ceremonies, I have something very important to say. Something that could change the course of the election.
Champagne is terrible.
I was in the front row of the audience, and I held my breath when I heard this. Had Poopsie made his decision so quickly? Champagne is terrible.
Fancy furballs, I have a confession to make. I kissed a human and I liked it. The taste of her catnip chapstick was irresistible. Okay, Katy Perry.
Alright, 15-year-old reference.
Yes, I love humans. I love humans so much. That's why I've decided to undergo the Catu Transformatio. I'm going to become a human. But that's impossible. Humans can't become president. I'm going to win the election and turn into a human as soon as I'm sworn in as president. Yes, I will give my inauguration speech while undergoing surgery. You can't do that. It's dangerous. It wouldn't be my first major medical procedure. I've had a CAT scan. So if you want a candidate who will literally change the instant he gets into office, vote for Poopsie. Now cheer for me, peons. Poop, 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 poop. You are all a bunch of idiots and I hate you. Way to ruin my special day. This is even worse than the time I murdered my girlfriend. What is wrong with you, Poopsie?
Poopsie.
Oh.
You did what?
This is not the good ending.
This is the bad
Could
ending.
someone please clip me chanting poop? Dude, I just told you about it. She's the girl I kissed, but then I sent her a love letter with a paperclip. The police ruled her death an accident, but I know in my heart that I'm responsible. Oh, dog, why? Why couldn't I have just sent her an email? Emails don't have paperclips. Is this the real life? Is this just cat fancy?
Oh,
Got it on
no.
that. Okay. We went from Katy Perry to Freddie Mercury.
I headed for the stage the instant Poopsie started making a fool of himself. It took a while to get security to accept my credentials, but they finally agreed to let me pass. Turn off the cameras, Poopsie, don't. Poopsie, are you drunk right now?
You betcha! I've never had any alcohol before, and now I see what all the fuss is about. I feel so light and free. Earlier I was heavy and expensive.
He doesn't know what he's saying. We should remove him before...
It's too late. He's already killed any chance he has of being president. First thing tomorrow, I will convene with the other party leaders and we will pick a different candidate. This must be the bad ending.
No, you can't. I'm sure he can rebound from it.
You're as stupid as he is. Hiring you was the worst mistake I've ever made next to that bill I co-sponsored to make dogs illegal. Goodbye.
Champagne is mean. I watched Champagne stride off stage, taking all hope of Poopsie's presidential election with her.
Thank you for the clip, Terror.
I turned to Poopsie, who was attempting to make out with the microphone.
Don't stop believing.
Poopsie, let's go home.
We don't watch that clip.
I dragged
Should I
Poopsie
open the
off
clip
stage
real
by
quick?
the tail.
Yeah.
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 It's kind of quiet, but yeah.
Pretty great.
Cheer for me, peons.
New sound effect for a future
I
game.
know, right?
I dragged Poopsie off stage by the tail, and you can pretty much guess what happened next. He was officially kicked out of the Fancy Furballs and banned from attending the convention. Snowflake broke up with Poopsie, then wrote a tell-all memoir entitled The Poop on Poopsie. It was an instant bestseller, obviously. Poopsie did become famous. He was famous for being the worst presidential candidate ever. He was forced to undergo the cat-to-human surgery just to avoid hecklers.
Aww.
As for me, shortly after the convention, I was knocked unconscious from behind. I woke up in the hospital with bruises all over my body. Oh! The police said it was just a random mugging, but somehow I knew it was Poopsie's advisors. They blamed me for his failure, and they tried to get revenge by attacking me. I kept a low profile after that, and I went back to my job as a Uber driver. I never bothered with the world of politics again. Well, almost never. I did check the voting records for that year's election. Poopsie got exactly one vote, a write-in ballot that he submitted himself. How pathetic is that? Kanye!
We got the dumpster fire ending.
Oof.
That was a dumpster
Oof.
fire of an ending.
Oof. Kind of set it up for that.
Yeah.
That was
everything
not the normal ending. Yay!
So Poopsie in the
So
bad
Poopsie
ending.
in the bad ending is Kanye this year. Yep.
Yep.
Yay!
Well done!
There's Michael and there's Paul.
Yay. Michael's good at
We're gonna see Whiskers in the.
Oh!
Cute.
We gotta watch all those. I don't know,
Thank you for
She didn't
playing
have a
my
name.
game. Thank you for making a game.
The best ending. Okay.
Unknown cat as Bounders. Banders. Claps was best ending. I'm gonna see it here somewhere. Hopefully.
Look at these cute things.
There she is.
There she is. Whiskers, and there you are.
First lady candidate number 3.
You're in there too. See, your name's by there.
And it's real.
Oh, that was so lovely. It made me so happy to see her.
Was I somewhere in there and I didn't? Oh no, I'm coming up.
I know.
I mean, we didn't see me this playthrough, but it's fine. I think my name is Mel, if I remember right. There I am.
It's
Yeah.
And this is Samantha Bartley. She was in Pizza Boy too. I'm probably in here too.
Yep.
Yay! The girl without a name.
Is that the actor cat?
I think maybe. Is that
He's
Kaleidoscope?
so beautiful.
Paul, have you considered that your game is too good? Should I play all 6 pathways 3 times so I can get all the endings on
All
stream?
the endings. All of them.
Kitties. You can skip through the text. Yeah, I did that when I was testing
Wow.
because I wanted to check all the endings when I was testing, so I just skipped through all the text but made like bad or good decisions depending on what I needed. If you unlock the good ending, you automatically unlock normal and bad.
Oh,
But you did not unlock the good ending.
You don't say.
This guy was fun.
That guy was
What was
fun
his name?
because Adam
Jeffy or something? What was his name?
Jeppy?
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 Jetty.
It was
Jetty.
Jetty the Jetty.
Yeah.
Jetty the Jetty.
The hero streamers who don't skip the end credits. No, we don't skip credits.
2020. No, definitely not that.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Definitely
I
not.
like Julie.
You wanna know?
We did it.
Yay!
So,
Darling game.
Jillian,
Yes.
what are your thoughts?
Love it.
You loved it?
I
Even
loved
though
it.
you were like, this is hard.
It was hard.
Don't make me make decisions.
I know. I learned I'm not very good at decisions.
It's okay.
Yeah. This might not be the type of game for me to get really good at.
No, it's okay. You
And-
made the decisions that your heart said you should make at the time. So,
That's fair.
this is fun. Yeah. Quote from earlier.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were talking to the people on
No, I
the
was
screen
talking to
or
you.
Adam because I was over getting sugar. I'm like, what? What?
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
After stream, why'd you have me play this V? Well, thanks guys for hanging out with us while we streamed.
Any
I hope you
cookies?
enjoyed streaming to a live audience as well.
It was a lovely experience.
Oh.
See why you do it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun
Yeah.
to like hang out with people and just like play games, whether it's like a game I know and love or like a game I'm going through blind for the first time. So,
Yeah. It was fun.
thanks Jillian, Adam, and V for the stream.
It was fun.
You're welcome for
Thanks,
the stream.
guys.
Thanks, Paul, for the fun game.
For some reason, a lot of people are